Hello and welcome to this Eyes of Harmony podcast. On this channel we talk everything classic, new and upcoming for Doctor Who. This week not too much to talk about, however we did get some lovely cover drops of the Target, I almost said Big Finish novels, Target novels, different things.
Yeah.
I completely forgot these were happening until I saw the covers and I was like, oh yeah, these
Well,
things.
yeah, I've had mine pre-ordered since I think I said it was it was late 2019, which was I think when they first announced them. And I was ready on that. I was like, I'm so ready to. Well, in particular, I pre-ordered the Dalek novelization. And I was like, because I was like, I'm so ready. I really want this. And then just throughout the year, it just kind of vanished. I mean,
I
yeah,
completely forgot about them. I remember I was really excited when they announced them. Three Dalek ones as well. So let's just for those who don't know, I'm just going to list them all. So we've got the Pirate Planet, which was like the only Fourth Doctor one to not ever get written. Is
well,
that right?
Uh, there. I mean, they've kind of done them
Oh, there
now,
was
but
City of Death. Yeah,
that City of Death as
yeah.
well.
But they
But
did that one.
that previously got
So
covered.
the Pirate Planet is the last one of the Tom Baker era that needed to be made. Then we've got
Mhm.
Resurrection of the Daleks, which is the Fifth Doctor story. Then Revelation of the Daleks, which is the Sixth Doctor story. Then we've
Yeah,
got the
yeah,
TV movie, which
yeah.
I love how it's just still called that, the TV movie. Because didn't they give it like another title, like The Enemy Within or something? I swear that was
Yeah,
something at
it
some
was
point.
literally that. That was, I think, a proposed subtitle, but it's just not something that ever really
Ever became really
got
canon.
made
It's just the
official.
TV
So,
movie. All right. Then there's Dalek, written by Robert Sherman, which I wish he'd come back and write another bloody episode. Like, he was so good.
yeah. Which they
Uh,
bring anybody back at this point, more or less.
yeah. Then we got Mark Gattis's The Crimson Horror, which I think that would be quite an interesting one to read.
Yeah.
And then we got Joe Wilkinson adapting her script for The Witchfinders. Now, the interesting thing for these covers is that The Witchfinders uses the new Doctor Who logo
Hmm.
compared to the rest. Even the Matt
Yeah.
Smith one uses the other one.
Yeah.
And it's like, can't you just keep some consistency,
It's a Target
please?
novel. Keep
It's
it with the rest of
yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's
That's
people
a
could
bit
read the
annoying.
words Doctor Who, and I think they could work out the show, without needing the
But at the very least, they did keep the old ones the same
yeah.
because that would have been even more annoying because they've done that to all the Big Finish. Is that they
Oh
no
yeah,
longer
but
have,
they have
and I
this
pointed this out a
the
while back.
flip
There's no
covers.
longer like a classic brand of Doctor Who compared to modern. There is just Doctor Who in terms of how they're like branding the logos.
Mm. It's to me, it's frustrating because like
Mm.
it's all the way. Even Twice Upon a Time had the classic, Doctor Who, the more
Yeah.
traditional, the John Pertwee one. Um,
Yeah.
so now it's like I don't know. It's just for consistency's sake. They know how to annoy OCD
Mm.
fans, and
Yes.
you just like the consistency. That's all we want.
Mm.
Eventually, even though I'd hate it because I definitely would buy them all. I wouldn't mind if they did each episode of New Doctor Who in like the classic DVD cover. Have like
Mm.
rows and then end of
Yeah,
time, or like the
special edition.
DVDs with the like TARDIS style
Yeah,
thing. Because
that'd be nice. Although I think beyond the animated, I don't really see us getting too many more DVD releases. I
yeah,
guess.
but these look good. I might buy one or two. It's my time for reading really, but I'd really be
Yeah.
interested in reading Revelation of the Daleks. I think that
Yeah.
could be really interesting adapted, but definitely Dalek as well. I
Well,
really
it's nice
enjoyed.
David Eric Saywood's getting a chance to go back and kind of rewrite and expand on like some of his previous stories. That's kind of what I liked about like a lot of the Target novels. Well, that especially when I was a kid, that was a good way of experiencing some of the lost episodes
Mm,
in book form. But secondly, it was always interesting to see what had changed, particularly when it was an instance where the original author was going back and changing things. because you can see, okay, you kind of see their progression all this time later, and what they might think. Oh, this might be better now, or maybe they included something that was part of the original script which they couldn't get in, but they added to the novel. Just those variations are just really interesting to me, which was always kind of what made them worth having, which is why I actually own quite a lot of them. Certainly nowhere near like anywhere close to having like a complete collection or anything, but I do own quite a lot of like Target novels,
I
predominantly in the old kind of style covers and such.
I remember you lent me the Abominable Snowman, which was
Mm.
just sick. Oh, that one was
Yeah,
fantastic. I remember I
it is.
couldn't put that one down, and it was great because it's it is still missing and hasn't been animated. So
Mm.
it also made it probably read a lot more epic than it looked. On TV. Like on TV, there's obviously the limitations of the time. I remember in the book, there's this scene where they try and trap the Yeti in a net, and that's like the one episode that still exists. I think number 2 of Abominable.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember watching that on the Lost in Time DVD after, and it just wasn't cool. It was just them hitting the Yeti like with a stick in this net. But in the book, it was about like they were trying to hoist it up, and then it got free and it landed on the ground. It was way more dramatic in the book than just in like
Yeah.
in the TV show. But it's
And there's
nice.
another really there's
Uh,
other really interesting books, of course. Like in particular, because what I've got is the original is the Daleks, which was interesting because it was a pre-Target novel interpretation, and so they didn't really follow the same rules where they would just adapt the episode. So they have like a very cliff note, very, 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 very shortened version of an unearthly child that's in the kind of the intro, but it's only like a matter of pages where it's just like they Ian and Barbara are aboard the TARDIS and now they're on a journey, and there's so many other like additions and changes. Like they had like I see through Glass Dalek written in there a long time before like anything like that would actually come to screen, for example, and things like that. I mean, it wasn't done by Terry Nation or anything. This was I think David Whitaker who did the original Dalek novelization. But it's just like kind of a fascinatingly different version of source material, which that one is quite worth reading just on account of just how interesting and different it is.
yeah. I need to get around to getting some of them. I think once I finish university, which I mean that's blown up in my face. Thanks COVID. Yeah, I think I'll have time. I definitely want to rewatch. I'm going through the series. I kind of finished series 5, taking a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna start series 6 soonish because it's been ages since I've watched like definitely the heavy story arc ones. Like if I ever went back to series 6, it was usually like the less story arc driven episodes,
Yeah.
like Doctor's Wife, Night Terrors, God Complex, that one, Closing Time
Yeah.
Now and Then. But yeah, like the other ones, I was like, it was way. It's probably been over 5 years maybe since I've watched them, so I'm quite excited to watch like the Impossible Astronaut again and all those episodes because it's been a while and it's nice. It's exciting stuff. But yeah, and then maybe I know I have some Target novels which I haven't even read yet. I think I got the Cave Monsters, the Silurian first story.
Nice, yeah. I think that one lends itself very well to being a novel.
I think
that is what I have read. So
I've got it. Yeah, because I read Rose. I really want
that
to
one
get...
I think actually has pictures, if I remember right, like just the odd.
I think so. I think when I flipped through it, that was something that jumped
that
out
was
to
an
me.
odd thing in a few of the Target novels is that they had like some pictures, but I think that kind of got dropped as time went on. But yeah, no, the Cave Monster is a good one. I found Enemy of the World was a particularly good Target novel as well.
That was because I remember when they announced that they found Doctor Who episodes. We were discussing which ones it could be, and I remember you said, "Oh yeah, Enemy of the World." I read that as a Target novel. Really enjoyed it. Really
that
good.
was one of my dad's childhood books, which I've ended up having in the end. I think I got a few of my dad's old ones. I got that, but not just in Target novel form. Actually, no, I do. Well, I have also. I think Robot was But then I also have this TV compilation book, and I have Doctor Annual of 1979.
Well, hey,
And then I
19.
also have 1980, but I bought that one myself at a massive book barn in somewhere in Somerset.
Nice.
Yeah,
Was it
but
interesting?
yeah,
Any canon-breaking things written inside?
of which one in
The
particular?
1980. I don't know.
Not that I can remember.
Would it be hilarious if they're like the timeless child is the Doctor back in like 1980s? Just in a small annual somewhere, it says like something like actually that hints.
Well, at that point, it'd probably be like the Morbius Doctors are canon.
Yeah,
Before William Hart or something.
yeah. These Doctors existed, whether you like it or not. Wee. Yeah.
Yeah, I have been scattered across most eras. I mean, I don't think I actually have any Colin Baker target novels. It's just like I didn't have any of his like.
DVDs for a long time.
Yeah.
I basically got you his whole era
More or less.
with presents.
I think I bought like. I at least bought the original version of Vengeance on Varos.
Yeah, because you got that
which I
signed.
got signed.
Well, I know
and
for a
might have got
fact
one other.
I got you Trial of the Time Lord,
Yeah, you did.
and I got you that box set.
You got me Attack of the Cybermen.
Attack of the Cybermen. Did I? You got the two Doctors, I think, yourself, because you didn't get the Sontaran
Yes.
box set, did you? You got them all separately.
Yes.
So I remember my auntie and uncle got me the box set, which has some nice artwork actually. They got me that one and the Silurian one for one Christmas, which was pretty damn like good selection really, because you got like two Third Doctors, like two Fourth Doctor stories. You got a Fifth Doctor story, and like then a Sixth Doctor story. It was great. It was such like I remember that it was like I think the Christmas where I had the most like range of Doctors. And that was like really early on in my collecting like journey. Like I'm pretty sure the only box that I got before that was the beginning, so to then get those was pretty epic. But yeah, I think I got you Mark of Varani.
I think so. Yeah.
You still need to watch that one actually. You're in
You
for.
definitely got me Time Lash.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, because I just got it. I just bought that one randomly, didn't I?
Yeah.
I was just in
You
HMV.
just went to HMV and bought it.
I saw it, yeah, because I think it was like, because usually in HMV they were like, I think $5.99
Something like
the
that,
DVDs, and I think this one was like
usually.
$4.99 or like $3. It was like it was cheaper than usual. I was like, I knew that we wanted to review it. I was like, well, screw it, like, just get it.
I appreciate it.
It's what I think of you. You're one of the worst stories in Doctor Who ever. But see the thing is with Time Lash is kind of it's got those elements where it's so bad that it's good. Like it's not like Underworld, which like is so utterly boring.
I think Time Lash has some really boring moments.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think it has the whole bit when they're in the Time Lash and like he's on the it's just clearly a wall of polystyrene. Like that's just hilarious. A bit like I guess somewhat in Underworld where they're just on that really bad blue screen. And they're just like, yeah. God, I never want to watch that story again. My God, yikes! But yeah, I'm excited to watch some more 80s Doctor Who. It's been a while since I've kind of watched that stuff.
Yeah, I can make through that. Still need to get around to watching a Marvel Infinity now. It is the next one I'm watching.
Next one on your list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it sat here by the side for a little while now, so I need to get round to that.
Just stuff it in. Just do it. You just gotta
Go for it.
Don't overthink it. Just literally put it in and that's it. Though probably should watch the one which we plan to review first.
Yeah, I mean sometimes I guess going back to start with a little bit. I think one that gave me kind of a different impression on the kind of episode it was, but I still ended up enjoying it anyway, was Greatest Show in the Galaxy. That was one I got like as a target novel quite early on. I don't remember what point exactly. Might have been one that my parents got a couple for me at the Doctor Who exhibit in Cardiff in like 2007, 2008, something like that. When we went there. So I know I got Creature from the Pit in that that one too,
Oh,
which actually also
yeah.
lent itself seemed much better than it was reading it in a Target novel.
Yeah, I need to
It's
watch
like,
that one again. I haven't watched it since I had the VHS version. I bought the
mm,
DVD to replace it, but
mm,
since I haven't watched it. There's quite a few like that, like Android of no, what is it? Android of Tara?
Android Zatara.
Android of Tara. I don't think I've watched that one since there's quite a few I haven't watched since I first got
Or
them.
was that the Android Invasion? It's like there's two kind of.
Android as well. I know I haven't watched.
There's the one in the Key to Time.
I
and
haven't watched
there's-
any of the Key to Time twice. I only watched
Okay.
that once, and that must be almost a decade ago now, actually.
Then you're thinking of the Android Invasion. Then.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, the one with like the not Sontaran kind of guy who somewhat has a same coloured kind of potato-ish head.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's been a while since like Frontios. I haven't watched since I first watched that. Yeah, there's so many. I think I've probably watched Colin Baker's stories more than I have watched some of Tom Baker's, but that's because I like Colin Baker a lot. I need to watch like early Sylvester McCoy again. Like, even though they're awful, I still need to I should watch them.
Yeah.
I'm excited to like watch these all again though. I'm kind of getting to the point where it's been so long now that I want to sit down and watch them, rather than like forcing myself to do it. Like actually, I'm in the zone to want to, which is how it should be as a fan. You should want to watch it.
Yeah.
And see all your favorite baddies.
No, I'll go through them all again. At some point. Well, once I finish the episodes I'm watching, and then
you could just jump
probably
around.
watching Torchwood.
Torchwood.
And the final season of the Sarah Jane Adventures. Then I might go through like from the top again, and then listen to the audios with where there are gaps, because I have like missing episodes audios. I have quite a few of them now.
Yeah, that'd be good. I want to kind of get through. I know I got up to the Romans for the first Doctor, but I think I might jump to another point in time now. Just like kind of go through eras, because I mean, when you're watching kind of the same era, and you're watching like many episodes day after day, it does become very like, right, I've had enough of this. Like for a while. Like if it was one episode and I was watching one episode a week because it was on, that would be fine, but like I'm not watching like that, so then it kind of I made it all the way through like a year's worth of Doctor Who, so that's something. Yeah, but talking about watching our old favourites, there's some spoilers coming up potentially, so you can click off this podcast now, or just mute it so we get your whole audience retention, because that's good.
Yeah, you could just say something.
But
not know what we're saying.
Exactly. That's the dream, isn't it? Isn't that just just watch people
watch
talk?
my lips flap up and down.
Okay, let's
enjoy that sensation.
No, please don't. I think like our whole view counts just dropped just at that point. But yeah, so upcoming.
Don't forget to dislike.
Don't forget to dislike, unsubscribe,
and comment about how much you hate me.
Yes, that's it. That's what they say on the old YouTube, isn't
and
it?
And unsubscribe. Don't click the bell notification. Report our channel. DMCA us.
Copyright strike. But yeah, so obviously there was some filming happening in Cardiff, just a couple miles away from Doctor Who Central. So it seems they really are shooting close to home for this series, which makes sense. I don't think they're doing any abroad filming for this year at all, which somewhat makes sense. I'm not sure if they filmed at this beach before though. I can't tell. I'm wondering if Dinosaurs on a Spaceship they shot there, because it looks somewhat similar. I couldn't really tell because the angles that people were taking. But obviously we saw Jodie Whittaker on set, and we saw, drumroll please, the Weeping Angels, or a Weeping Angel, a singular Weeping Angel on set, being spooky. So basically, that's confirmed that the next series is going to include the Weeping Angels, or
Yeah.
a Weeping Angel. That's interesting because so far we've already got, not for spoiler, Sontaran's kind of confirmed coming back, and then we've got the Weeping Angels, and it's only 8 episodes. So say one's a two-parter and one's a single-parter. Hopefully 5 new villains. I would like some newbies. Hopefully, come on, let's get a classic in there.
Maybe.
Let's make a good, Jodie. If this is her last season, let's make one which really stands out. Like one which you'll remember for a good reason.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we also got the Master.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Possibly in the Sontaran one, maybe. Do you think that would be a chance? I feel like that could be something. So yeah, Weeping Angels again. First time it's going to be written by not Stephen Moffat, so I think that could be good. And
beyond the class.
Yeah, beyond that one scene. But it was in class.
And I guess audio adventures
and audio adventures for TV, right?
Yeah,
So what's interesting will be that I've actually found that when Chris Chibnall has taken over monsters that other people have created, he writes for them pretty decently. I feel like the Daleks have always been written pretty decently. While maybe the story elements, plot elements were a bit, messy at times. Like, the Cybermen I thought were really well written in Ascension, at least, and in well, he didn't write the other episode, but he was part of that writing. It was two. I think it was credited for him and the other writer, Max Aldrin, I think. Alderton. She did very well. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited in some ways because he seems to take already existing villains and kind of do something new with them. And he hasn't he hasn't destroyed designs or anything and also this must be clearly the footage that we saw before Christmas of a Weeping Angel in the street. Must be the same episode because they broke over the Christmas period, obviously, and then now they're back to filming. So exciting stuff. It looks like it's
interesting. I've said it before on this podcast, but I was never quite convinced, because I felt like the Weeping Angels kind of burnt out in the Moffat era, and I wasn't super interested in their return. I still kind of am not, but if it's happening, it's happening. I hope it's good and changes my mind, but it's also not necessarily a monster which I was like, oh, I need the Weeping Angels to come back, because they haven't really been effective since their second story.
Well, we've only had a proper episode of them since, because there was only the Angels Take Manhattan and that was it. I don't think Peter Capaldi saw them once, did he?
They showed up in Hellbent.
Oh yes, there was a small cameo. That was it.
Yeah.
See, I think Capaldi would have been great against the Weeping Angels. I kind of wish I had seen that with Bill Potts or something. I feel like that could have been an interesting story, but
I mean, maybe
it's interesting. It'll be interesting because they're quite big villains in terms of how powerful they are, And to me, it's right, how do you make an effective 50-minute story with these kind of and I think so far hopefully we've seen the right thing, that Chibnall's just using a singular angel, because to me that it's easier to balance that. And I think one thing that while Flesh and Stone and the Time of Angels, the fantastic twist that all the statues were angels, even watching that again recently in my rewatch, was brilliant, so well done. I remember watching that live and being absolutely oh my god, that's so clever. The inhabitants had two heads, so why don't the statues? That's genius. And Moffat is best kind of thing, those things. So yeah, but obviously I think then the issue is so you need a two-parter with that many angels. And the reason why, you know, having 4 in Blink works is because the Doctor's not there. You know, he's been sent back in time.
Yeah.
So it's I think hopefully it's one. I kind of hope for a, you know, a single angel on some kind of mission doing something. I'm not sure what. Maybe trying to get
So
some.
kind of like what we got with the Dalek.
Yeah,
in a way.
yeah. I kind of hope that maybe the Weeping Angels, like, particularly after, like the Doctor, like those Weeping Angels were trying to get the TARDIS, you know, originally.
Mm.
I feel like something back to that kind of traditional route. If it's the same Weeping Angel from the prison and it managed to escape because obviously Jack paused time, you know, when he was in that bubble and they were running, like that was like time was paused for a moment, and maybe the Weeping Angel could use that to escape, you know.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Well, I brought this up, and I thought what would have been interesting if, you know, which I don't think, yeah, we've only seen like one of the Angel running about, but like it's out this prison with all these dangerous creatures. I was just thinking that a whole episode focused on kind of like a prison break from this prison would have been like, and just causing havoc across the universe would have been kind of an interesting premise maybe for an episode.
Yeah, trying to get out the prison. I feel like I could have that.
Oh no, once they're already, but like, you know, well, and once they get out, like the universe is thrown into chaos because of all these dangerous creatures just like flooding like various planets across the universe, just running amok.
Oh yeah, because she got out, the rest kind of managed to escape as well.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
Hmm.
That would be a, you know.
So rather than having to face one crisis at a time, it's many
multiple happening at
over,
once. Yeah,
like multiple planets.
Yeah. Sadly, I don't think we'll get that.
No. We can get something that cool.
Yeah.
What area do you think this is?
But I mean, you know, I think there has been a couple of really solid standout designs. I think I like the Kablam Man. I thought that was a good, you know, sort of villain for an episode. The Morax from the Witchfinders, I did like the designs. I thought they were creepy in the episode. I do want to rewatch some of like series 11. I'd be really interested on my rewatch of it, how I'm gonna feel towards it, because I've had time to, like, you know, get a feeling for this era now. So now I know what I'm kind of expecting from it. So maybe I'll enjoy it more because I know what's coming, rather than having the expectations that I had and then getting something else. It'll be interesting now that I know what the something else is, whether I appreciate it more or whether, like, just to me it's like, this isn't for me, you know, at the minute. It'll be interesting to feel like, to see now with time to like digest like 2 seasons and 2 specials, like how I feel going back into it. But yeah, it was same with like the Moffat era. It'll be interesting to go through it. I'm not looking forward to series 8, to be honest. I really think that season's kind of a bit of a stinker.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all bad, but
yeah, Flatline's fantastic, and Mummy on the Orient Express is also fantastic. But apart from those 2, I'm a bit like, you know.
True.
I think Capaldi will get me through it though, because he's brilliant.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, really. We'll see what happens in the new series, whether that's this year or not. They still haven't confirmed anything about Jodie leaving, which is interesting.
Yeah, but we're not at the end of the month yet. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I think... So, we'll see. I mean, I think, if not this month, maybe next month. If, you know... If it is happening, of course, because again, you know, complex contract negotiations.
Yeah.
I know some places are already reporting it as fact. I think that's a little bit, you know, jumping the gun on that maybe, but I guess we'll see. You know.
Yeah. It's like when people are saying like it's Richard Ayoade is going to be like the next Doctor. It's like,
oh yeah, I did read that.
It's not. It's not though. It's not like I really don't see him like taking that kind of role. He would work. He's got that really weird, quirky side to him, which would naturally be pretty good. But I just don't think it will be.
No, I don't think so either. But you know, I'd be okay if it was. And who was that other? Like, there was a woman who they were trying to. I don't remember her name now. I didn't actually look into it.
I haven't actually seen this one.
Because there was like Richard and somebody else who they were saying they're thinking would be the next Doctor.
Well,
Currently.
Chris Marshall.
Oh
God. Right. Okay. Here we go. I've got Express. Let's see if who their guesses are. If someone does bloody Jenna Coleman.
Oh really?
I don't know. I can see them kind of doing it. Okay, Tom Ellis, like Lucifer actor, however, is, you know, also opened up in the past about wanting to take on the role. Oh, he'd be great, actually, Tom Ellis. He'd be really good. However, I'm not sure if he's tied up in contracts for Lucifer at the minute, because that's big on Netflix. It moved over to Netflix. Ben Whishaw, obviously from James Bond, he was a favourite after Matt Smith, I think. Ben Whishaw.
So yeah.
Yeah, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, obviously Fleabag, good comedic chops, and she's a writer as well, which maybe I don't know. Maybe she could write an episode and star in it. Sometimes that really helps.
True.
True. Oh yeah. So recently I watched the Queen's Gambit, and in the Queen's Gambit is the kid who plays Dudley Dursley from Harry Potter, and that's what I always knew him from. So I was like, oh, it's Dudley Dursley. So I looked at his Wikipedia, and he's actually the grandson of Patrick Troughton.
Oh really?
Yeah, I didn't know this for so long. I didn't know this at all. Yeah, so Harry Melling is the grandson of Patrick Troughton, and he's a really good actor. He's kind of got this slight doctorish thing to him as well, like slightly Matt Smith, but not too much the same. Like, I think he could be really good, actually, and it'd be quite nice, grandson, and it'll be 3 generations of like Troughtons being in it now, because obviously Patrick Troughton's son was in Midnight. And you can hear Patrick Troughton's voice in him as well. Like, if you close your eyes, you can literally just hear Patrick Troughton talk about the lost moon of Poosh.
Just genetics.
But yeah, he told the Daily Express in 2016 he'd love to be the new Doctor. But yeah, so he'd be open to it. But yeah, obviously Tilda Swinton, but she'd be way too expensive, I think, for a role like Doctor Who. Or she wouldn't do it for that long. That's like my worry. You get all these rich people. Yeah. So yeah. Maybe who's it? Michelle Cole? Is that it? Cole?
Maybe.
Well, there's people. There's lots of people. You can see it online yourselves. Yeah, I think that was it actually, Michelle, or however you pronounce it. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm dyslexic. So, you know what? I don't particularly care who plays the Doctor in some ways. I just like, as long as they're right for the role, then, let's go with it. Like,
of course.
I think,
doesn't necessarily need to be people we've heard of.
Yeah, it's like, nobody really knew Matt Smith when he took over, and he was, fantastic. So, I hope for more of a screening audition process this time, hopefully by Chibnall. And he doesn't just give it out to someone without them really, working to get it. Because, I want a different kind of Doctor for sure. I can't do bubbly again. I want something different. I want,
Yeah.
And we kind of had
I agree.
Moffat's ones were both kind of, while Capaldi started different, he ended up pretty much still funny granddad in the second series. Then in series 10 he kind of found his footing a bit more. Like, that was a bit more like, they got his character, but start as series 9 was bloody mess for his characterization.
Yeah, but then you also got episodes in that series where he wasn't. They had the Zygons.
Yeah, that one was a good one, but he still, it's like, more very different to how he started off, into the Dalek. He was really serious in that one, and then...
But then you had
Robots to Sherwood. Yeah. And then you had Listen, where he was really serious. Then Time Heist, where it was a bit more, jolly. Yeah. A bit, wee, roller coaster. But yeah, I think that wraps it up for this week. Shorter than usual. Yes. Results. Not by much, by
We
about
did
10
it.
minutes. Yes, winning.
We held
Right.
back a little bit.
Comment below what you think of the Target novels. Which ones are you going to get? Which ones are you excited to read? What do you think of a Weeping Angels returning? And yeah, that's it. That's it. We'll be maybe back next week with the weekly podcast. If there's anything worthy
We're still
talking
nothing
about,
to talk about,
Yeah.
but we'll say something.
we'll stretch it out for a good 34 minutes. Content, quality content. That's what you guys love.
Who's
And
the
that's
best Doctor's hair?
Oh man, who would I actually choose? Oh, Colin Baker maybe. No, David Tennant. It's got to be sticky up hair, David Tennant. It has to be.
Good hair. Yeah.
It's some good bloody hair. There we go. That's that whole discussion done. Right. We will see you next time, guys. Bye.